Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1 for the PlayStation 1. I am Drak. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so, quick recap of the story. Nothing's really happened. We're doing a bunch of errands for people. We're looking for a crystal eye for Matoya, and we're looking for a crown for this guy, the King of Western Keep. Why he's the only person here? We have no idea. He just laughed. Fools! I am the great King of Dark Elves, Astos! What a twist! Yeah, not really. Thank you ever so much for retrieving the crown. With the crystal eye here, I shall become the true Elf King! Yeah, you really look like an elf. You fools have served your purpose. To the underworld you will go! Alright, what a twist. So, we just got the crown for Astos, and probably that crown was the source of his power, so he couldn't really do anything. But it just so happens that we need to take care of Astos anyway to help resurrect the Elf King, or the Elf Prince. And he has the crystal eye. So, 2 birds with 1 stone. So let's go ahead and take care of this guy. This guy's probably the first boss fight. I don't know if you count Garland. Oh, Reaper. This comes back later in games. It's called Death. And it just causes instant death. And I really wished it hadn't worked, but it did. So now that's a royal pain in the butt. I have to do this without my warrior. Bart, no! Oh wait, he's dead. Never mind. Okay, so we just got a buttload of experience. And this is the thing that frustrates me with death in these games. Is he died... So, the big 750 experience... By the way, we obtained the crystal eye. Yay! So with death, we just got a buttload of experience. 750 experience points. Bart's has seen none of it now, because he was dead. Well, that sucks! Because that would have been really helpful, and... especially towards the next grinding session. But no. And on top of that, we can't resurrect him right now. So, we have to wait until we get back to Elfheim, which has the nearest church. That's okay, we're able to flee pretty much every battle. So far. And Elfheim is not that far from Western Keep, technically. It's just far enough that random encounters are frustrating. Random encounters are so fun, right? I mean, really? Yeah, not really. Also, to those who have been asking for me to pick up the series Dragon Warrior, which was competition for Final Fantasy at the time, still is. Although, did they go past the MMO? Have they made other games? Somebody can answer that. I'd love to know. So for those who have been recommending that, since I love Final Fantasy, they have been recommending Dragon Warrior to me, saying, "Oh, or the Dragon Quest series because you'll love it just as much." I am getting ready to do it. I have played it here and there, but I haven't been paying attention. So it's probably next on my docket for RPGs. I am just gonna go ahead and start up Dragon Warrior and see what I think. And I just resurrected Bart's, so I'm just gonna switch around the formation to put Bart's back in front. Sorry guys, I have a little bit of a cold, plus it's allergy season, so... I'm coughing and sniffling all the time. Now that I have Bart's back up and awake, and unfortunately I actually do need to use the inn because it resurrects him, but only puts him at 1 HP. That's okay though. We'll go ahead and use the inn. It's not like we're hurting for cash. Trust me guys, I do a lot of grinding. If you had seen some of the prices of those spells, you'd understand how much grinding I did. And there's a reason why I did it. I like to be overpowered in the game, and on top of that, I love having extra money to help with the overpowering. Okay, now that we are done with Elfheim Town, we're going to go back to the castle, because I am a little bit of a dork at this point and forget the order. So I'm like, okay, I beat Astos, so the Elf Prince is up, right? No! No, he's still sleeping! Get up! Jeez. And Astos cast a curse on him. Blah, 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 blah. And obviously, if you can't tell, I'm doing this post-commentary, so it's just better that way, guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't be paying attention. And of course, the LP curse kicks in and my phone goes off. Awesome. So yeah, I'm looking at my key items, I'm going, okay, well, don't I have the item that I need for the Elf Prince? I actually don't. Killing Astos gave me the Crystal Eye. So I can at least do that, right? I can go turn that into Matoya. Let's go do that. Maybe he will help me resurrect the Elf Prince. I thought that because Astos was dead, you know, it lifts the curse. No, it doesn't. Because the Elf Prince is lazy. This whole process is becoming a pain in the Astos. Yeah, that was a bad joke. I apologize. Alright, so back to Matoya's Cave, and if people remember, there actually is a port. You can't just park the ship wherever in this game, you have to use a port. And there is actually a port of harbor near Matoya's Cave. So we're just going to go use that and cut out some of the walk to Matoya's Cave and hopefully take out some of the random encounters. More goblins! Or, in the original NES game, they were imps. See, I still remember some things from the NES game. And really, the only thing that has changed between NES and the PS1 game is better localization. Bad back in those days. Localization was horrible. And also just a facelift. It was a sorely needed 16-bit facelift. I love the first game, guys, but, you know, considering what the NES could do, I mean, there really wasn't much you could do. So, obviously I like this one better because it's based around the 16-bit ones, and I love the 16-bit era. Especially for RPGs. Okay, so we're back at Matoya's place. Is that my crystal eye? Give it to me! Okay, well, come on. Don't give me stuff. Here, I'll give you the most wondrous potion from my collection. The Jolt Tonic. And then it all comes back to me. Okay, so now that he's given us the Jolt Tonic, now I can see everything! Thanks, Matoya. We didn't need to know that. And yes, he has given us the Jolt Tonic. This is the cure for the Elf Prince. So now we're going to go free the Elf Prince, because we're nice guys like that. And hopefully he'll be able to further our quest to, or help us further our quest to liberating the crystals. If that doesn't make sense to you right now, it will a little bit later. I just don't want to reveal that right off. And see, we actually do get random encounters on the ship. They're not really all that bad. In fact, I didn't really grind on them. So... Or I didn't do any level grinding on them, so they're just a pain in the butt when you have the ship. Especially since the ship is really where you start to see that 9 enemy cap happen a lot more often. Because you could get 9 privateers, you could get 9 People want to tell me how that's actually said. Sahajin. I'll go with Zora, because I'm a Zelda fan too. Okay, so we're back in Elfheim territory. And random encounter. Random encounters everywhere. Don't worry, guys. There's random encounters to spare. Okay, so on our way down to Elfheim, random encounter. They're such a pain sometimes, guys. Okay, so we're going into the Elven Castle. Now that we have the Gel Tonic, we can wake up the Elf Prince. So let's go do it. The Gel Tonic! This will surely awaken the prince. We must try it at once, before Pazuzu comes. I just realized I'm doing the professor voice. Before Pazuzu comes. Hooray! Your Highness. Oh, it seems as if I was caught in a never-ending dream. Am I still dreaming, or do I see the legendary warriors? Nah, you don't see anything. It's not a dream. Then the time has come to pass the mystic key to its rightful master, as foretold by legend. We get a key? Seriously? Not a sword? Not a mystical staff? We get a key? Okay, well, we have a mystic key now. So what this basically does is it allows us to open up... There are actually locked doors in the Elven Castle and in Cornelia that we couldn't unlock until now. And they have some items that we really want to have. So right now we're going to hit the Elven Castle, its vault, to see what it can give us. So it gives us a Mithril Hammer. That's awesome. 400 gil, 330 gil, Bronze Gloves. So we at least have a new weapon for our White Mage. And this is back in the day when White Mages kind of followed the Cleric line of thinking. For those who are familiar with D&D. And so hammers and stuff like that. Later on, I mean, the classification gets put to, like, Paladins. But back in the day, you know, Clerics were pretty much what Paladins are now. At least that's the way I remember it. So yeah, we got the next hammer for our White Mage, and also some Bronze Gloves for our Warrior to increase his defense. And then at this point, I'm actually checking to make sure that Cornelia has something that we actually do need. Because I didn't want to make this horribly bad for you guys as far as filler. I didn't want to fill it with padding, 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 padding. I love that video with Spoonie, Linkara, and Nostalgia Critic. It's hilarious. I'm kind of sad they never did anything like that ever again. At least to my knowledge. If they did that again, please let me know. I mean, I know Linkara and Spoonie did their own crossovers, and Nostalgia Critic and Linkara did, and Spoonie... Did Spoonie do one specifically with the Critic? Oh yeah, he did. He did Battlefield Earth. Okay, so now we're back to Cornelia. We're gonna go check their vaults. We're gonna loot the place. This is one of the things that people laugh about in RPGs now, is you just can go into everybody's houses and loot the place, and nobody objects. Yeah, I don't think the creators were really thinking about that, but, I mean, you know, these were fairly simplistic games, so I'll throw them a bone there. It's just funny when you get into the later games when they could have put that thought into it, and they don't. If anything, you can give credit to the Ultimate series. They actually did give thought to that. And they still let you do it. The key has found its rightful master. Now open the locks. They will provide you with aid for your journey. Why couldn't the king just have provided that? Okay, saber, crossier, mithril knife, iron shield, steel plate, and nitro powder. That looks like it's a key item. Okay, so I didn't actually show this, but in one of the towns you can actually find out that there are dwarves off in the west trying to open up a canal. And that's what you're doing here, is the nitro powder can be used to help them open up a canal because that's where you need to go. So I apologize. I'll try and put this stuff on camera better, but I didn't even realize I wasn't recording at the time, so I goofed. Sorry. You done goofed, son! And this is actually the area where the canal is. So now we have to go find the dwarven cave so that we can give them the nitro powder, and they can open that up for us. By blowing stuff up, because that's what dwarves do. Seriously, guys, people say that there's a difference between, like, the blizzard dwarves and every other dwarf. There really isn't. They like crafting weapons, they like drinking, and they like blowing crap up. There's really no difference. Alright, and there's the port, so that we can make our way to the Dwarven Cave. And of course, with more random encounters. Because that makes sense, right? More random encounters. Padding, padding, padding. At least I'm able to run from them, guys. And they're not so bad right now. And I think we're actually really close to the Dwarven Cave. I may be wrong on that, but I think we are. Yep, there it is. And of course, right when it gets inside, that's when you get a random encounter. Or right when you're at the door, that's when you get a random encounter. Yeah, that's real random, Square Enix, Blizzard, everybody who's ever done it. Okay, so now we're in the Dwarven Cave, or Mount Durgar. 575 gil. See, we can go in and loot the place. Nobody cares. With the crystal eye, even a blind one is able to see everything, but that's why Astos stole it from him. And a dwarven blacksmith. How can I forge a sword worthy of leaving a legacy? Perhaps that legendary metal adamantite can. This guy comes into play later. We'll cover that when we get there. But since we're dealing with dwarves here, obviously we have the possibility of treasure. So let's go loot the place. We obviously got a bunch of gil, which for those who don't know, it's the currency of the game. Worm killer, helmet, okay. We have a grand helmet, tent, that'll be helpful. A mithril mail, 575 gil, and a cottage. Cottages are better than tents. I'm just going to point that out right now. Tents are good early on in the game because they will give you your health back and give you a chance to save, but they don't recharge magic charges. Cottages do, however. Here's a dwarf. Ah, the nitro powder! Thanks a ton, youngsters! Now we can build a canal! Okay, so you could actually come here beforehand and talk to him, and he says, if only I had nitro powder. Well, now he has it, and I don't know why we're following him. Dwarves like to blow crap up, guys. Ah, there we go! There, now we can blast this rock to smithereens! And why are we standing there? Now move it! That wall will explode, so we'd better get out of here! I wish you would have thought about that before, Scotty. Come on! It's gonna go boom! Ah, seizures! Okay, that was a little insensitive. I apologize. But, because I know people who deal with that. I just love the whole shaking of the screen. It's so stupid. It's supposed to imitate an earthquake. See, guys, this is why I like the PS1 version. In the NES version, there really isn't much of anything that happens. You just go out, and now it's open. Oh, the Great Sea is calling me! Wait, dwarves don't like the sea. Maybe in this universe they do. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and leave Mount Durgar and make our way past the canal. And to those of the viewers who thought I was being insensitive, I'm just going to cover this right now because I really don't want to get the hate mail. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I know that there are people that can't deal with seizures, and actually I have a few friends that can't game because of that, and it's really sad. I could also relate. I have some problems with certain types of games. I think I've actually said in the Drak and Shadow ones, I get headaches with first-person shooters and can't play them that long. That's why I'm not a big fan of the genre. Again, I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything like that. So please don't send your hate mail. I can understand the situation you're going through and feel for you. But now that we're past the canal... and we now have a new town. This is the town of Melmond, and this is actually really close to the Earth Crystal. So this is really where we kind of start the Crystal Journey. I like that. We're going to call it the Crystal Journey from here on in. We're just going to go ahead and use the inn, and man, this is a creepy looking inn, man. Cobwebs and all that, but then again, the town's kind of destroyed too, so I don't know if you can really do anything about that. But we were able to get a good night's sleep, and that's all that matters. But yes, now that we've slept in the town of Melmond, we actually do need to do a little bit more of grinding to prep for the Earth Crystal and the quest that is to come with that. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Once again, I am Drak, and this has been a Let's Play of the original Final Fantasy for the PlayStation 1. We'll see you next time.